coming off what you said was one of the heaviest locker rooms you had in that Cincinnati game, short week, lost another couple of starters before you got here, just how you felt this team responded across the board today.
I really just felt they just stayed the course. It was a quick week. Obviously, coming off the Monday night game, had a good week of prep. Obviously, Trayvon's news was a bit of a surprise. So, but yeah, we had some guys go down today too. But they're doing a great job as a football team. They just keep playing.
Clarence, also just picking back on, can you talk about the resilience of this team? Certainly going back to Monday night, but even today, you have a great first half. You fumble the ball, give them momentum going into the second half, and then you come back right out there and get the ball right back and just kind of score.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think we've always been a resilient bunch, and today, that's a great example of it because frankly, the way the first half went. We felt like we were really in charge. I think we were +6 big play, category at that time, and that was really the only two plays they made in the first half. With the fumble recovery was self-inflicted, and they hit the big play on the broken coverage. But yeah, I mean they were good at halftime, and we got to play better moving forward. Obviously we got Tampa Bay coming in next. Too many penalties. We got to take care of the football, but the takeaways outstanding. I thought the defense really set the tone for us in the first half. And Terp is magnificent, and with special teams, the field position battle. I didn't see the field position battle, but I assume we were ahead there. But +3 turnover ratio. Those are the basics that we want to play to. I think we had 20 more total plays than they did. I don't know what the time of possession came out, but that's the way we want to play. We want to play balance on offense, get our trips to the plate in the run game, and be smart in the passing game.
Mike Todd Archer of the ESPN. What'd you make of the way Cooper rebounded after the fumble and how he came back?
Yeah, Cooper's. I thought his 2 touchdown throws were huge, big time throws. The loop pass was something that they rolled the coverage that to the close side. We called it a nub side, and obviously had a good coverage for that particular play, and he just extended the play, had great patience, and hit JT in the corner of the end zone. I thought that was a huge play. No different than the second one to Jalen Brooks. So love his poise. He commands the huddle, keeps us in really good plays. You can see that throughout the day, particularly how we ran the ball. And just because this defense is very challenging, they do a phenomenal job testing you, especially on a short week. So a lot of credit to our players for managing that.
I think Osa, that first 2 drives, I guess, that they had in the third quarter. What has he meant to your defense? What did he mean to you guys today?
I think Osa's up on that wall if you're looking for examples of what a pro is. What a Dallas Cowboy is. Tremendous work ethic. Same guy every day. Just has one gear. He always plays wide open. So Osa gives it up for us every single day.
John Machota with The Athletic. CeeDee Lamb, it's another 1,000-yard season for him, but more so the way he's played these last few weeks, dealing with the shoulder, taking big hits, and still producing. What have you seen from him? He
is just a tough, talented, dynamic football player. You can't find enough ways to get him the ball, and the beauty of CD is you can line him up in the backfield 10 times and hand it to him because he's a natural runner, with the football too. I go back to his rookie years; he was our punt returner. So, plays every position in the receiver realm, and we just got to continue to find ways to get him the ball.
And how important do you think it's been to have him when you haven't had Dak and Cooper's got to come in there and start to have somebody that's established like CD?
Definitely. He's a feature perimeter player for us. He's a quarterback's best friend. He's easy to throw the ball to. He's got great body control. When he gets even, he's leaving with a DB. So, that's what you look for in your number one receiver. He's everything, and he's everything you ever wanted and more.
Tommy Arsh, DallasCowboys.com. Rico, 3 straight games, 3 straight career highs in rushing yards. Compared to how it was at the start of the season, what do you think has changed or flipped that switch here these last 3 weeks to really get him going?
Well, just a combination of his running style and the run blocking unit. I think we're definitely in sync, and I just think like any good run game, you need the attempts, and and our guys have gotten into rhythm. We've had a number of lineup changes, throughout the season. Just again today, with the number of guys that went down. So, but he's doing a really good job. Breaks tackles. He has a violent run style, but his courses and his decision making has been excellent.
Mike Stieber from the Associated Press. When did you start to see kind of, I guess, maybe the light go on a little bit with Cooper and said 8 touchdown passes last 4 games? And when did you start to see that progression?
Well, Cooper's that quarterback that you'd want every every new quarterback to work with. I mean, Cooper's so humble, same guy every single day, but super smart, instinctive, has a very high understanding of the game of football. He's been in a number of different systems, so I always think that's very beneficial. So he just brings a lot of experience to the quarterback room, and on top of it, he plays that way. The game's never. It's never too big for him. He's very, very, situationally disciplined, and I think that's a huge part of, how we're playing now, because we don't back off anything from a volume standpoint, from a game planning, process, and he gives us that flexibility.
Yep.
Tim Kalish on Dallas Morning News. You've talked about Rico. At times, we wish we could have gotten more carries. Have you looked back at games and seen where maybe there were some opportunities to do that, or was that usually just game script getting away from you? You couldn't do it.
Oh, I think the games that we did not have the opportunity to run the football is, those are conversations you have in game, and those were 3-score deficits early in games that we went to 2 minute. We could have stuck with the run game and maybe lost by 10. But based on time and it's like, I don't think that correlates. So it's great to be playing balance. The best thing we're doing as a football team is we're taking the ball away and we're taking care of it. And we still gave one away today that shouldn't have been given away. So that was our biggest Achilles heel in those early games. The numbers reflect that. So we're +3 today, and I think it gives us -5 for the season. So you can't, this is to play winning football, especially in December. You have to win that turnover ratio.
Some of the people outside are giving up on this team. How much pride do you take in them not quitting and still giving this kind of effort? And what do you attribute that to?
I'm a realist, so I take a lot of pride in just the fact that, I have a lot of pride in the commitment that we have to one another. Because, it shows up Monday through Saturday is the hardest part. Sundays, this is, this is what we live for, to get out here and compete against, other NFL teams. I just love the way they stay after it, every single day, and that's a credit to the coaches and the players. And we got a big one now. They're obviously all big, but we fully expected to win this game. It was a tough one Monday night, but you can't look back. You just continue to grow, stack success. So we won 3 out of 4, and we obviously know the path that's been cut for us.
Mike, the defense only allowed 1 yard in the third quarter. Do you remember being part of stuff like that?
No, I do not. I don't. It's a 4-quarter game, but yeah. I wish they'd do it every quarter. So.
And you mentioned Diggs at the beginning. Can you kind of walk us through the timeline and how that all went down and when you guys knew it was going to be certain?
Well, yeah. It's something that's he's been dealing with knee injury. Then this is something that occurred in the game. So he went in for the MRI, and we received the bad news. So that's a huge loss, obviously, and personally, you feel terrible for Trayvon. That's 2 years in a row with season-ending knee surgery. So that's a tough one.
I'm going to jump in here. So this is something that came up during the game, not something he's been dealing with all season. That knee.
Well, yeah, he's been on the injury report at various times for.
Yeah, I didn't know. I'm just saying, but it's not what's going on. It's not a continuation of what he's been dealing with. This is something happened in the game Monday.
Correct.
All right, Tommy.
Mike, with losing Demo on Monday, obviously that was demoralizing because of how good of a player he's been, but also just to the locker room in general. For Marist and Eric to come away with 2 takeaways, limit Chuba on the ground, what does that show you about their resilience, especially on a short week?
Oh man, they're good football players. I know they're young, but you just can't say it enough. about young players, they when they get opportunities, and you could see it in the limited roles and the limited times, whether it was special teams or just the different subgroups. But I think also, what Eric Kendricks is, what he's gone through, and for him to be here today, I think just speaks volumes about him as a man. So, and then Maris to be able to train both at at both positions throughout the week, and then it's just there's just so much that goes into the preparation part of this, and I'm just proud of all those guys.
You talk about Rush's poise a lot, but that kind of unforced fumble.
Sorry, what was the first part?
Rush. You talk about Rush's poise and how he keeps his head about him, but the way that fumble and that sequence with them scoring. Did you talk to him in the locker room? Do you feel he can just handle it himself, or was there any sort of?
I mean, me specifically, no, but that's we're talking all the time. I mean, it's I think our coaches and connected with our players, we have a network and communication that good regardless of what happens on the series. It's we're talking about everything. Every play's looked at, every play's discussed. We set the plate for the next series, so. We're emphasizing ball security all the time. We did wet ball drills every single day this week. So trust me, everybody knows, especially the individual. When a turnover happens, it's obviously not what they want to do or what any of us want. So you just got to get back at it.
All right. Yeah. Good enough.
Any update on Jordan? Jordan?
Do not. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, look. I don't. Yeah. I don't want to speculate because Tad will get in trouble with the league. So.
Yeah. Yeah.